Okay, here we go. This is the Hellsen campaign. This is December 26, 1941, day after Christmas. Okay, you just grab Milne Bay. That's just south of Port Moresby there. Now he's continuing to unload at Palembang. I'm kind of hoping that all this naval engagement uh, damages Palembang and takes out some of the fuel there. All right, let's fast forward through this naval shore bombardment here. Oh, that's a good one. So apparently our coastal guns hit the Kinugawa Maru with 5 shell hits. I'm not entirely 75 millimeter guns. Unfortunately, probably aren't going to do too much damage to the ship. I doubt it will sink, but we definitely took out some troops or damaged a few coming ashore. That's something. Well, they tried. Hmm. So it looks like he's landing at Ocean Island now. Not entirely unexpected. So 2 destroyers and 1 AMC. Now he's grabbing. He just loves these dot bases, doesn't he? Okay. Coming back ashore at Palembang. Got some coast watchers right now, spotting various ships in port. And he's still unloading in Palembang. Ooh, we got a hit there. So the Yamara Maru takes 1 shell hit. Looks like we did take out some troops that time. And it was a 75 millimeter coastal defense gun. Okay, here we go with the that's not good. Not entirely sure why those ships stayed in port. I thought I sent them out, but I guess not. We're gonna lose some ships at Tjilatjap to be sure. Man. Okay, here we go with some raids. He's planning on bombing the stuff on the road up here. These are all sweeps just to make sure we don't have any kind of fighter cover in place. Fortunately, we don't have any fighters up at Chongqing. Jeez, that's a long range thing he's doing there. Already messing around with Chongqing. Okay, pretty heavy raid heading in for Clark today. Targeting the airbase. On another big raid, same thing. He's trying to take us down from repairing the place, but we already got another fort level in there because he let off of it. Just some sweeps. Okay, here's the first of our bombing raids for China today. Oh wow, look at that. We actually got one. What kind of flak are these guys carrying? Cool. Okay, now this is a ground attack on Nanyang proper. He's softening it up for an attack. He'll be attacking here this turn. He has to. So expect a lot of bombers all through here. Yep, I expect all these hexes to take a lot of pounding here. An old Lucy War area still hanging in there. That's what this is. See? Right? This is that little unit trying to get back into Wenchao. I don't think it will make it. A leftover sweep over Chungking. Yep. Man, this was definitely a mistake here. Daya did not intend to leave those ships in this port. Yeah. So I'm gonna fast forward through this. This is gonna be a complete disaster. I did not. I meant to pull these guys off, but for whatever reason, my orders didn't work out. So we're gonna lose all these ships here now. Well, okay, maybe not. So it looks like the destroyers survived. I need to get them out of here ASAP. I don't want them in here at all. Look at all these aircraft he sent. Jeez. You know, if you think about it, that's pretty bad showing, right? All those aircraft and they only took out 3 ships? Huh. I'm not impressed. They must be the B team. So that was the AM phase. Hopefully those destroyers can survive to the PM phase so we can get them the heck out of there. Okay, get some more aircraft coming in to bomb Clark again. Severe storms helping us out a little bit here. Sally Strike coming in for Alostar. Good weather for us again, bad for him. It's affecting his accuracy. And the altitude, look at that. What are you bombing at? 11,000 feet? That's pretty high. No, yep. I don't think we can dodge it twice, man. I can't believe it. We did it again. Look at this. The destroyer survived again. We lost all these other ships, but you know, the destroyers are what are really important to me. Those are gonna make it out. I can't believe that. They're just dodging and weaving, man. Oh, jeez. Well, my misclick could have been worse. Wow, we got lucky on that one. Oh, he's already coming into Java. Man, he is not wasting any time at all. Bringing a full division. Look at that. He's bringing in an entire division into Semarang. Man, he is not wasting any time. And those are the things you have to do as a Japanese player if you actually want to win this thing. You got to be fast. This should go pretty quick. Yeah. And base force has no chance against a tank regiment. I mean, they literally take 0 casualties. That's not broken at all. Okay, here's the big attack that we were expecting at Nanyang. Completely expected. These are the sacrificial lambs, if you will. So 3,000 AV is what we got right here. All right. 3,000 AV. Interestingly enough, he did not pursue. Look at these losses. It's so sad. Well, I needed a couple units to buy me some time, and that's what they just did. So I guess in as much as that, they did their job. So that's what we got. 3,284 AV operating here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry divisions, a tank regiment, 2 tank regiments, 3, 4. Wow, jeez. Okay, like 7 or 8 infantry divisions. Mongol garrison army. I'm pretty sure he had to pay political points to move that over. Alright, so the Maizuru 1st SNLF will be taking Ocean Island. Interesting. I used this SNLF unit in one of my tutorials recently as a reference point. Alright, so he takes Ocean Island without really any fight. I've been waiting for this at Sambas. So we survived this. These are all leftovers from Singkawang and Kuching. I've been waiting for him to come in and actually do something. Of course we take more casualties because this game is dumb. But that's fine. We hold out for a day. And then again we bombard. You know, unless I'm misreading this, these numbers, what he's coming in here with are pretty sad. That's all? I mean, he'll probably still take it, but I'll be curious to see how this works out. These numbers aren't that great. Okay, so now he's grabbing these bases here. Okay, he just grabbed Gazmata. Another base on New Britain. There it is. Okay, we've got some airfields coming up this turn. That's good. We need the points. Every point counts. Wow, I'm really surprised he didn't take Palembang right now. Maybe he's bringing in more troops or something, because like what he's got there isn't very impressive. Just finishing up the end of turn stuff here, and then we'll analyze it. Okay, looks like we got a couple new ships coming in on the map. Bunch of AKs. Tankers. These are damaged aircraft from Palembang that I was trying to evacuate. These are transferring units. All right. A couple things happened and didn't happen that we need to talk about. So let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a look at all the damage that we incurred this round. So we will start with the intelligence report here, looking at aircraft losses. Today, 0 for us, 6 for him. He lost 2 Sallys, 2 Vals, a Betty, and a 0. We lost nothing. So obviously the top pilots shows no pilot losses. Looking at the pilot replacement pools, we'll take a look at our wounded pilots to see what that's looking like. Okay, we do see, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5 wounded pilots, and I'm going to send all these back to the reserve with the hope that they get return dates. Otherwise, they just kind of sit here and wait for something to happen. And then looking here, it does appear that quite a few of the ones that we sent to the reserve are going to come back, which is great. But a number of these wounded pilots are showing no return dates, which suggests that we'll never get them back. You know, they probably lost a leg, a foot, arm, that kind of thing. So we'll give it a little more time, but I'll probably end up just retiring these guys so they don't clog up my list. Continuing on, the Army loss points did tick up a little bit due to that blowout in China, Nanyang. His loss points are almost nothing. Talking about ship losses, though, that's kind of a much bigger problem. Ships sunk last turn. We lost a lot of ships near Tjilatjap, and this is entirely my fault. This was not an intentional thing. This was a misclick. So, briefly to discuss what occurred here, these ships were basically out around here, heading into Tjilatjap, and I saw that the carriers were coming in around here, and I said to myself, I need to pull back and wait. I don't want to go back into Tjilatjap while these guys are here. But for whatever reason, maybe I didn't save the game correctly, or I didn't issue the orders the way that I thought I did. They went into the Tjilatjap anyway, and of course, the carriers that were present destroyed them. Now, that being said, shockingly, the ones that matter the most to me, these 4 Dutch destroyers, bobbed and weaved and saved their lives and did not get hit at all. So my intention is to get them out of here ASAP. I wasn't trying to send them in, but again, it was a misclick on my part, but it is what it is. This game is not forgiving if you don't click something correctly. Anyway, so the ship losses are continuing to rise. His are not. Here's a look at the current score tally. We are currently in the lead by 1,500 points, but that is rapidly evaporating as it continues to take more bases and have more victories. All right. Now I'd like to take a look at the SIGINT for this turn. So we got Rabal, got some radio traffic. He's got a fleet headquarters moving to Surabaya. Okay, so that's suggesting that he wants to set up a naval headquarters there. Oh, this is the wrong SIGINT. I can fix that. One moment. That was the Lodric game. I can fix that. I'm going to pause the video and fix the SIGINT. That's what happens when you run 2 different campaigns on one screen. Hold on. Or one game install. One moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I hate when I do that. Okay, December 26th SIGINT. Okay, we had the 144th Regiment moving to Babel. A lot of radio transmissions, but they just need to be repeated at least twice to get any kind of useful information out of there. The one thing I do see here that's noteworthy is this radio transmission detected at 208.64. That could be something. 208.64. So let's go take a look at that. That's going to be over on the west coast. 208.64. 2864. Okay, so we have radio transmissions detected here. Now, I'm almost certain that that's going to be a submarine operating out here somewhere, probably transitioning from Seattle down south or vice versa. That's really the only thing it could be. All the same, I'm going to make sure that we have naval search going up here. So let's make sure that we have some naval search just in case. You never know, like, what if he's planning a huge invasion of the West Coast? You never know with this guy, right? So we'll put up some naval search here just to make sure there's nothing else going on here but that. But I do suspect that to be a submarine. All right. Looking at the combat report, I like to scroll through this because we see stuff like here, minefield clearing. So this is a large collection of destroyer minesweepers at 4990, and I'm pretty sure, and they cleared 25 mines. 4990 is going to be right there. Okay, so I did have some mines in here. He didn't hit them yet, but I think he's clearing them out just to make sure any follow-on ship traffic coming into Palembang isn't going to hit those. So I like to look at the combat report because you'll see that kind of thing in there, and you don't normally get that kind of animation during the combat replay. You got to dig a little deeper. Okay, continuing on to the operations report. I'm going to scroll through this quickly, and I'll point out anything that's noteworthy. And right off the bat, I see this. DD Walk collides with DD Hammond. All right, we'll go take a look at that at the end of this, but we'll talk about it. Scrolling through, most of these are sighting reports. Got troops being moved around here. This is where we see he captures Nanyang this turn, Ocean Island, Siaoe, and Gasmata. Got a lot of bases building up, both mine and his. These are the ships that were lost at Tjilatjap. Bunch of ships coming in, and these are aircraft being transferred around. So let's take a look at the DD Hammond and Wall collision, which should be over here near the west coast. So these ships made it into port, but apparently they collided on the way in. So the Hammond and the Walk. These are 8 Sims-class destroyers that I had sent into San Diego, and they collided. So look at the Hammond. Obviously quite a bit of damage there. The Walk, not as much, but you can see less damage by collision. And this can happen at any point randomly. It has a higher chance of happening if you have large task forces, but it can happen to smaller ones too. There were only 8 destroyers in this task force, but they managed to collide. So what we need to do now is get these guys repaired. So I'm going to put them into the shipyard. And it looks like we got 9 days for the Hammond and 2 days for the Walk, which is unfortunate, but at least they didn't sink. Gotta be careful with those collisions. All right. Well, let's talk about the actual turn now. And we'll start in China. So, obviously last turn he took Nanyang. And one thing that I'm noticing here, you may not be able to see it on your monitor depending on the resolution you're running. His units are indicating that they're moving down this road here. And this is actually a major concern to me because I have very little on this road to stop it. So we know he's got about 3,000 AV in here with a lot of armor, a lot of infantry. If he decides to go up this road, we're going to have a very difficult time stopping him. Now that being said, the terrain on this road is excellent. These are all ×3 bases. But the fact remains, he can come up this way and flank our defenses at Sion and try to get right into Chungking. So I need to start taking aggressive action right away to slow this advance. So I will be doing that. This hex here is a good hex to defend. It's a good road junction in case these bases fall. But so we do have 2 prongs from the Japanese. We've got these guys coming in this way, and now these guys coming up this way. Possibly more in other directions, but that's all I'm seeing right now. So I will take the appropriate action to address that. Elsewhere in China, we don't really see a lot of additional activity. He has got a thrust moving towards Wenchao right here. But nothing really else that I can see at this time. So his main focus is definitely towards the north part of China. Because Xi'an, Lanchao, all these bases up here are worth a lot of points. And I just don't have much up there to defend it. They're easy points grabs for him. So I'm going to do my best to slow him down. But at some point we're going to probably end up in this area defending the northern approaches to Chungking. if things continue to go the way they are. So in Burma, for the time being, we don't see a whole lot of activity. No air activity, a lot of recon, but nothing else. I don't see any troops moving around at this point. So if he's trying to make a move, I don't know exactly what that move would be. We'll keep an eye out for it, but I am convinced that he's going to make a strong push into Burma, so we're moving further north into better defensible terrain. I don't think I can hold Rangoon from him, so I'm looking for other places to set up defenses. No activity in the Bay of Bengal or India for now. Hopefully it stays that way for a little while. He's slowly cleaning up stuff in northern Malaya here. It's just a matter of time before he takes all these bases. So at Palembang, something interesting is happening here. He's landed a lot of troops, but they're not exactly offensive troops right now. Let me show you the combat report. So let me find it here. Right here. This is what he's got in Palembang right now. Obviously, it's not a lot of AV because only a few of these units have any kind of offensive force to them, like these mixed regiments, the brigade, the tank regiment. Those are offensive-minded units. The rest of these are not. AA, base forces. So what he's doing here, and this is my theory, he's landing support units right now with the main attack force because he does not want me to counterattack Palembang by air when he takes it. So a lot of allied players will immediately rush in bombers and try to bomb the oil refineries and the oil centers to kind of damage Palembang for the Japanese player. And I think Hellsen knows that. So he's stacking a lot of anti-aircraft and aviation support in there so he can instantly rush in fighters to provide cap over Palembang. And he's doing that up front. And that's why he's not attacking yet. He's waiting for more of his other units to land, but he's not attacking with these because they don't know if they have enough to take it with the terrain modifier that we get. So I think it's very smart. So as soon as he takes Palembang, he'll be able to reinforce it, get the aircraft in there, and have AA so we can't bomb the oil and damage the base for him. I think that's brilliant. You know, he's just planning ahead. That's what good Japanese players do. They plan ahead like this. So that's what he's doing in Palembang right now, and that's why he's not attacked yet. He's too busy unloading these support units first, and then he'll bring in additional offensive units afterwards to take it. All right, so we had a battle here in between Sinkoang and Kuching, and it's just a matter of time before he kills us here. And again, a lot of bombing on Clark Field, but what he's doing is he's just waiting us out. Possibly moving into Clark Field now. I think I see an arrow pointing down this way. I don't really know to what end. I don't know if he's got enough stuff to take it there, but that's what he's doing. And again, this turn, I think this is another misclick. Task Force Houston here was supposed to go around and engage all of these ships, and it did none of it. I don't really know why. I'm assuming I didn't click something correctly again. So again, it's heading back to turn 8, which is not what I told it to do, and not what I thought I told it to do. So I'm going to have to figure out another option here. I really want these guys to kill something before they leave. But we are getting low on fuel, so I'll have to figure out what it is that I screwed up that they did not react to anything and go from there. I'm hoping we can at least kill something in here before they have to go back for fuel. All through Australia on this part, we no longer have any real activity. I'm sure he's got subs operating out here, but we don't see them. And also in the South Pacific, it's been very quiet, which quite honestly I appreciate. I don't see the Kido Butai. I just see a lot of small base grabs going on right now. Nothing substantial, okay? Some APDs, AKLs, that sort of thing. These are small ships, right? He also grabbed Ocean Island with a couple destroyers and one armed merchant cruiser. So here's my theory as to where the Kido Butai has gone. All right. I don't know where the bulk of it is, but I do believe that some of it is here off of Java. So if you look at this task force in the center here, 112 fighters and 86 bombers. I'm not entirely certain that all of the Japanese light carriers and escort carriers can carry that many aircraft. There's about 200 aircraft in this task force. The Ryujo, the Zuiho, the Taiyo, Um, all those the Hosho, I don't think they can really carry that many aircraft on their own. So I believe he's got at least one of the big boys with him. Not all of them, but at least one. That would explain that many aircraft in that task force. And since we're here, I kind of failed to discuss this when we were talking about the Dutch East Indies and Palembang and everything. He just landed the 4th Division here at Semarang. And honestly, I think that's a very smart move. And it's going to really kind of make me speed up my plans in Java because I was not expecting him to land on Java on the 26th of December. That's way faster than what I experienced in the Lodric campaign. I got to stop referring to the Lodric campaign because that's an entirely different animal compared to what Hellsen's doing to me. So what he's doing is he landed here. So now if I want to retreat to Bandung, which is the fortress of the whole island, I need to do it now because it's going to take time to pack up these units and get them shipped over to Bandung. And once he's in this hex, he can move to cut the rail line. So he can move here or here. And once he does that, he will block the rail lines and I can no longer transition between the ends of the islands. So that's really smart of him. And he came in very heavy. Look at that. Dozens of ships committed to this. Now, quite a few of these task forces are associated with the carriers alone because that's how Hellsen likes to run them. He has 3 support task forces surrounding his carriers because he likes to min-max the game and he understands how like the task force number, how it all moves the ships around. So like if I was going to attack him, we attack the lowest task force number first. It's just, you know, min-maxing the game engine, that's fine. But not all of these are associated with the invasion directly. Some of these are just associated with the carriers. Be that as it may, he went in heavy here. I'm sure he's got more ships coming in behind it. And he's already committed to slicing Java in half. Really smart. I think I would do that too if I was a Japanese player. So Hellsen is just on a very fast pace, and that's what you have to do when you're playing Japan. You only get your amphibious landing bonus up until April 1st. So if you want to grab land, you got to do it during that time. Because after that, you unload a lot slower and your ships are a lot more vulnerable to attack because they have to sit off the coast longer. So good job, Hellsen. The invasion of Java has officially begun on December 27th. That's what we're in now. December 27th, 1942. And it's really kind of shaking up my plans for defense of Java. So good job. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying, I believe at least one Kido Butai carrier is associated with this task force, and the rest are off doing something else. I don't know what. When we do see them, we'll know exactly where he's going, because I believe Hellsen's the kind of guy that doesn't like to divide his forces too much. So he's going to want to use the KB like a sledgehammer in the direction of wherever it is he wants to make a major thrust. So when we see all the carriers show up, we'll know that's pretty much where he wants to go. Anyway, I think I've covered all the important stuff on this campaign for this turn. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching this and supporting me and Hellsen. Don't forget to go to his Twitch channel and to his YouTube channel. And he's also on my Discord. He's got his own area there. So you're all invited to all those places. And in the meantime, I just want to tell you guys thanks again. And I'll catch you on the next one.